Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. We got a lot of talking and a lot of walking to do, Dan. We're giving away 3-day pass for guessing what's the first thing I do Monday morning when I walk into my office. We did not have any correct winners, but we had some fantastic answers. So we're going to do that. We're going to go over a play of the day, and we're going to go over someone that did something that there's only a 4% possibility of doing. We'll go over that. So we got a loaded show, though. We got MLB and NBA. Who's coming on today?
Yeah, pumped up, man. A little hump day will help to get you over the hump here. As Andy said, we got the play of the day coming your way. We're in full bounce back mode there, but we will address that. Jesse Shule is coming on, the fade god. No, you do not fade Jesse. He tells you who to fade. He's got two teams you should not be betting in MLB action today. He's also going to talk my Giants and Phillies. Do the Phillies, have they turned the corner? Did firing Rob Thompson, change everything for the Phillies here? We'll see what Jesse thinks about that one. And then Ski, the star of Profit Picks alongside Rob Vino. He's talking Magic Pistons. He's talking Raptors and Cavs, but he's also a Lakers fan. So we're going to have to get some Lakers takes out of our man, Ski Profit. Andy's going to take you all around the world. But Andy, what do we do? A minute into the show, whether we lose, whether we win. I gave you a stinker yesterday. We lost in overtime with Boston University. No matter what, we come back with the Wager Talk Today play of the day. We now sit 7-4 on these plays, Andy, and we're going to the association this evening.
I mean, how you took a money line that lost in overtime. I wouldn't say it was a terrible pick. Like,
hey, it depends who you ask, Andy. Whether it wins or loses, it doesn't matter how it loses, Andy. All that matters is it lost. We lost the play, and that's going to happen in sports betting. And I'll own it. I will own it.
Well, this is what you and I both agree on. Like, if a play wins, it's a good play. If it loses, it's a bad play. It doesn't matter what happens.
Doesn't matter if we beat the line, which we did. It matters did I win the play for people, and I didn't. But this one, Andy, you've been seeing it great in the association. We cashed another one for clients last night. So let's rock with this one. And folks, whenever we give these Wager Talk Today plays of the day, people ask, oh, we got your clients' plays for sales, this, that, and the other thing. These plays are always loaded as a client play. Andy and I have bet them with our own money, with our own bankroll. So this is no exception. Yesterday's loss was no exception. These are plays that we're in the trenches with you betting. And this one makes a heck of a lot of sense to me, Andy. Why are we betting under the 26.5?
I've been jumping up and down, screaming from the rafters that Jalen Duren is not right in this series. And the books are not budging off this 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Under in all 4 games. He's had 24 fewer in every game. He's averaging 4 potential assists, which is awful. He still doesn't have a double-digit rebounding game. And he's averaging 10 points per game. It's been the Wendell Carter, I don't want to say breakout, because I think we all knew Wendell Carter was good, but what Wendell Carter's been doing inside defensively and what Orlando's been doing defensively inside has been really spectacular. And you could just see his confidence lose, like going down and down and down. The pinnacle was when Kane dunks over him and puts him on his ass. Like,
yeah, that's tough. That's tough to come back from.
Foul him. Duren couldn't even foul him to prevent the dunk. Just ate a dunk. And I am telling you, the Angel Reese situation has to be in his head. Dan, the guy that his ex-girlfriend is dating is guarding him. It's weird.
That's it. And the NBA is a I'm chirping in your ear kind of league. I could only imagine what type of chirps are being thrown his way. And yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I agree, Andy. It seems like there is something external that might be getting into this player's head, who was a kind of guy who, hey, I'm not backing down from anything. Seems a little bit more timid in this series.
See, and Cam brings it up. You have to remember, this guy is 22 years old.
Yes.
Like I know he's a monster. I know he's one of the best basketball players on the planet. He's still a 22-year-old guy.
Yes.
Who is being physically guarded by It's just it's such a weird situation. So
And our man Block gets his quota in of Angel Reese hate on the show. He always has his line set at a half. Usually cashes the over some way somehow. Our man.
listen,
Block.
you can hate on Angel Reese all you want. I love her just because she gives us content. We need content, and so she's good. She's good for content. Don't ever hate
Not
people
wrong.
that give you content. So
comment below and let us know what your play of the day is. Our play of the day is Duran going under that 26.5. That's the play of the day. Bounce back mode. We're 7-4 on those. Like I said, back-to-back losers, Andy. We were kind of cooking before that, but we keep on firing, and association's been working out for you, man.
all right, let's pull up the comment about somebody who was not a fan.
Oh yeah, this is a statistical anomaly. Anomaly.
Okay, so James, we love you. He said, all I know is I bet your best bet of the day 3 times, including today, and I lost all 3 times. Freak y'all's free plays. Okay, first off, thank you for using the word freak. That was very nice of you.
And
second,
all comments are welcome, positive or negative comments.
Yeah.
And sorry that we lost 3 plays for you, but Andy.
Okay, so if you are going to follow our free plays and you're going to bet them, you have to bet all of them or none of them. All or none. You cannot just pick and choose, because what happened to James, I did the math. There's a 4% chance that you can pick 3 plays that lost when we've only lost 4 since we started doing the play of the day. So if you want to play the play of the days and follow us, allocate a small part of your bankroll and say, I'm going to play all of them, because at 7-4, it's a small sample size. It's over 60%. This is best in the world if we can keep doing this. So my tip to you guys is you play all of them or you play none of them. So, and again, these are client plays. It goes on our record. So that's my PSA for this.
Here's the crazy thing too, is we started the play of the day with 2 losses. and then we go on a run, and now we have back-to-back losses. Like, we went on a stretch where if you laddered with us, or you just bet these plays, you cashed 6 in a row, so you can take your pick, and obviously Andy and I can take the shots, but these are client plays. These are things we bet with our own money. We're in the trenches with you guys. We're not just throwing out picks. We're counting, we're recounting. So the accountability is there, that we're there with you. We're not just throwing shit against the wall and see what sticks. We're riding these plays with you. The clients are riding the plays with you. That's what we do with our play of the day here on the show.
Yes, John.
Yes.
We bet, we put our money where our mouths are and where our picks are. That's been documented. That's been documented very, very often.
And not to bash anyone in the space either, but we are not sponsored by Prize Picks. They don't give us free entries. So, we're not saying, oh, we're putting this crazy amount on this, 16 parlay, yada, yada, yada. No, it's a single play. It's part of our bankroll. It's part of our plays for the clients. So, hey, sorry we lost 2 for you folks. Hopefully we're going to win another 7 for you. That's how we're going to do it, Andy.
Okay. Well, Panda, I appreciate you gripe about free picks, but we take our picks serious. So we know their money on it, and we don't take that lightly. So that's me and Dan's official stance on that. So let's bring in Jesse, and then after Jesse, we will give away the 3-day pass. So Jesse, hello.
What's going on, guys?
All's good, brother. How about yourself, Jesse?
Feeling a lot better. I think.
Yeah.
I've recovered.
How's the injury?
It's healed up quite nicely.
All right. Well, let's hope that these teams you're fading, Jesse, have not healed up quite nicely. You got 2 teams that you're betting against, one of which you can actually buy tickets to their game for less than it cost to buy a Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. So we'll talk about that here in just a few. But Jesse, MLB teams we need to be fading tonight. What teams are we fading, brother?
Well, let's start it out with the New York Mets. Unbelievable to me to see the Mets as a 165 favorite on the money line. Washington comes in. I mean, they're not the best team either. 13-17 straight up, 10-7 on the road. They're in 3rd place in the NL East, but the Mets are a last place team. They're 3-15 in their last 18 overall. They've got a 6-10 record at home. They rank 29th in the major leagues in runs scored, 30th in on base percentage, 28th in batting average, batting just 225. And they're sending David Peterson to the mound. And back in the day, maybe even his last season, David Peterson was a solid starter, but he just got relegated to the bullpen. His last 2 appearances were out of the bullpen. His overall numbers, 0-3 with a 5.06 ERA and a 1.65 whip. Washington, say what you want about them. They're 10-7 on the road. Cade Cavalli will be the starter, 0-1, 4.01 ERA, 1.66 whip. His last start, fairly impressive, allowed 2 runs on 7 hits, struck out 10 in 5 innings in a no decision versus the Atlanta Braves. And Washington, the bats are working for Washington. They rank 4th in the major leagues in runs scored with 156 runs so far. And I've got that note in my notes here with Washington on the run line priced the same as the Mets on the money line. I think the dog on the run line is the superior bet, rather than, if you're going to lay the 165, take the runs rather than the Mets as a big favorite, given the fact that they've lost 15 of their last 18.
Yeah, and that was the team I was alluding to, that their game against the Nationals, I think it was last night, there were tickets to get in that cost $6.15. And depending on which state you're in, a Crunchwrap Supreme costs $6.89. So Jesse, you can go and see the Mets and fade them for less than it costs to have indigestion from a Crunchwrap. The other team makes a hell of a lot of sense to me why we're fading the A's this evening, but why is that, Jesse?
Well, you look at the opening line for this game. Kansas City actually opened as a favorite. And as my man Ross Benjamin likes to say, that's got to tell you something, because Kansas City is not a good team. They're 12-17 straight up, 3-10 on the road, last place in the AL Central. However, they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They're sending Michael Wacha to the mound, and Wacha 2-1 with a 2.51 ERA and a 0.93 whip. And you ask yourself, how could the first place Athletics be an underdog on the opening line? Now, the line currently is minus 115. So it's shifted a little bit, but the reason they would open as a dog is because Luis Severino is struggling mightily, 1-2 with a 5.17 ERA, 1.56 whip. This year at the home park in Sacramento, 0-1 with a 7.15 ERA and 2 home starts. Last year, bigger sample size, 2-9 with a 6.01 ERA and 15 home starts. This guy does not like pitching in Sacramento. I gotta lean into the home away splits in this one, and I gotta take Kansas City plus a half a run for the first 5 innings, given that Severino has struggled so mightily at home.
Yeah, I love the breakdown there. And folks, he's mentioning first 5. Wants to take the bullpens out of the equation. It makes a heck of a lot of sense to me, but that's how we're fading them in the opening 5. So bet on Wacha and the Kansas City Royals here in the first 5. All right, Jesse, as a fade god yourself, breaking down, it was basically printing money, betting against the Phillies here for a little bit. And then they fire their manager. And then they completely shut out the Giants. Big win yesterday. Bats come alive. Whole entire order was looking good, other than Alec Boehm, who it's Alec Boehm. But thoughts for you, Jesse? Phillies and Giants. Does the fade train continue, or are you buying into the dead cat bump, the fired coach theory? And are the Phillies about to turn a corner here as they continue the series here against the Giants?
Well, Dan, if you want to get in the business of fading teams, there are rules. And I don't know where it is in the rule book, but somewhere in the rule book it says you do not fade a team coming off a win in their first game under an interim manager after they fired their manager. So, no, we will not be fading the Phillies. You look at the pitching matchup, you got Logan Webb, 2-3 with a 4.86 ERA, 1.38 whip. You look at how he's pitched on the road. He allowed 8 runs on a dozen hits, 5 walks in 12 innings in back-to-back losses at Washington and at Baltimore. You look at Christopher Sanchez, 2-2 with a 2.94 ERA and a 1.60 WHIP. He's got 43 strikeouts in 33 and 2/3 innings. And if you look at his home away splits, 2-1 with a 1.16 ERA in 4 home starts. As I said, you don't fade a team that's got that momentum after firing their manager. We got to go with the Phillies minus 140 here. I don't like betting on teams that have lost so many games, but that I'm certainly going to lean into that trend of teams that hire a new manager or fire their manager tend to go on a run. It's time. The Phillies are better than this. It's time for them to go on a run. It starts tonight.
Yeah, Yanni has come on the show many times and said they will not be finishing near the bottom where they're hanging out today. So we'll see. Do the Phillies continue? Jesse says yes, they do. So Jesse, what do you got rocking for clients tonight? WT.buzz/JS is where people can find it. How's things been running, and what are you going with tonight?
Things are running pretty good in the playoffs. I was 100% perfect with NHL, but I lost with the Ducks last night. So 7-1 last 8 in the NHL. I don't have any NHL up on the slate tonight, but I have a 5% NBA total for sale, and I'm looking at adding a few more NBA plays. I'll probably end up with a 3-pack of NBA plays for tonight's slate.
Boom. Love it, Jesse. Appreciate it. Keep healing up that elbow, and we'll see you next week. Best of luck. WT.buzz/JS is where you can grab the plays. Andy, we do have some things to give away for folks. We always do a little question of the day action here. Yep. And the question of the day yesterday, Andy, was how does Andy start off his week? Each and every week, he heads into his office Monday morning, and he does what? And we got some great answers here, Andy. First one we had from the Iceman saying, Andy looks in the mirror and says, I'm going to do a terrific show today. I'm going to help people because I'm good enough, smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. That's good affirmations, Andy.
It's a great one. It's a great one. Not the correct answer, but it is great, and I may have to implement that into my daily routine.
There wasn't one correct answer, but that didn't mean that there weren't great answers. Lint rolls, pet hair, office chair every Monday morning. That's a good guess. Do you have any pets, Andy? Are you lint rolling Monday mornings?
My wife and I have decided not to get another pet. We want to travel and do some things over the next 10 years of our lives, and just having a pet makes it a little bit more difficult. So we are going to go petless for a little bit. Hence, there is no pet hair. So that one was not.
No lint rolling. All right. Another great answer from one of our loyal viewers here, RJ. Saying big dogs do. He marks his territory. I like that. Let one rip. And maybe, Andy, is that how you start your week off?
It is not. I'm the only one that comes in this office. So therefore, there is no need to mark my territory. Like if I was in a cubicle where a lot of people are, coming in, like I'm watching Suits on Netflix now. Great rewatch. All those cubicles, you need to mark your territory. I'm the only one in here, therefore not the right answer.
No territory marking needed. Well, the person who didn't quite get it right, but it was closer, Andy. We got Steve. You're going to be winning a free 3-day Flex Pass. Big thanks to everyone who was commenting yesterday. We're going to make sure this is added to your WagerTalk account here, Steve. But he says, first thing, he swears only live bets on MMA. We heard him do that on the show yesterday. Second thing, balances his books, reviews the bet percentages, and thanks God for tennis, darts, and lacrosse. Well, maybe not last night. Maybe he's cursing. But on a Monday, usually over the weekend, you are feeling pretty good about our lacrosse bets.
Yes, this is the winner. Steve has definitely followed live shows that I've done on Saturday. And yes, this is that. Steve, you're the winner. Great guess. Yes. So for UFC moving forward, we are not going to be making any pre-bets or pre-fight bets. It's all going to be live. We're going to paper trade for the next month until we get back on track. We are, however, going to dive deeper and heavier into PFL and bare knuckle because we have been hitting those bets this year, and FanDuel now offers bare knuckle fighting championship. And we hit a client play last week, and there are more and more events coming up. So we are going to be doing more detailed work with PFL and with bare knuckle. The fact is I can keep talking about UFC for content. My job is not to be a content creator. My job is to make you guys money. I will go where the markets show that we can make money, and it's in PFL and bare knuckle. So for the foreseeable future, that's the markets that we're going to be talking about with MMA. So Steve, you are the correct winner. So, all right. I did tell Dan what's the first thing I do on Monday, and Dan gave the ultimate groan, like, "Oh my God!"
I was like, "How did we not know this? How did we not know it?" So, folks, just take a peek. I'm going to put Andy on the ISO. What do you think is?
You're looking right at it.
What do you think is something Andy would do? And it killed me because Andy, you rotate the color behind you. You walk in and you decide here's going to be the color for the week. I think the purple looks great. I think the green is popping. You know, when we're winning, the green is nice because we're cashing some tickets for the folks. So every Monday morning, you walk in and you decide what color is going behind you. And I love that.
Every Monday, I walk in and decide what's the background color for the week. That's the very first
beautiful
thing
thing
I do every Monday morning.
You know what, Andy? It makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. It makes a heck of a lot of sense.
Archie never noticed. Come on. Yes, you have.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. The beauty, Andy, is in its subtlety. Like you typically wouldn't notice. However, I love when it's like the purple bluish weeks. I'm a big fan of the purple bluish weeks. I think that pops. And as you see, I'm like in the stages. Moved into a house in February, in the stages of renovating all behind me. So hung up all these walls, started soundproof and stuff. So Andy, soon you and I will be coordinating, but we have to be complementary colors. Like the weeks that you're cool colors, I got to go warm colors. You know what I mean? Yep. So on Monday mornings, we will collaborate on what the show is going to be looking.
I thought it was always green. Now I go blue, I go purple, I go yellow, I go green. Red is too aggressive. Yeah. All right. Let's bring in Ski. Ski just joined us, and we got to break down some NBA games here. So Ski, we're gonna
Ski?
How are you, man?
Looks like we got you muted real quick. Let me see.
My bad.
There, I got you.
Hopefully it's working out cool. I have 2 Wi-Fis I was using out here, and this is the one.
You on the road, Ski?
Right, yeah, I'm in Hawaii.
No shit, you burying the lead, man. What do you're just casually, you're like, yo, NBA playoffs been doing pretty well for me. I think I'm just gonna go to Hawaii. That's awesome, man. Which island are you staying on?
Yeah, have a couple Mai Tais, maybe, something like that. I'm on what is this, Honolulu or Oahu?
Yeah. So Honolulu, I think, would be Oahu, the big time island, man. So that's awesome, man. Good for you, man.
Love it. So Ski, I want to give you a couple games, and then we got to get your thoughts on the Lakers and Rockets. I got some props
really
to bounce off
really
you.
Quick, Andy.
But Jalen Duren, yeah. What's your Jalen Duren?
Yes. Okay, I thought you didn't see my comment, but you saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think about Jalen Duren, yes, he's not playing well, and you can maybe put it on the Angel Reese thing, but my take is just a lot of Jalen Duren's game relies on Cade, and I'm a huge Cade fan. He has not been playing up to par in these playoffs. So when Cade is not playing great, Jalen Duren is not going to play great. So that's the correlation that I'm seeing. And when I talk about Cade, most of it is like, he looked kind of shook to me. He's turning the ball over too much. He's just doing a lot of things that are uncharacteristic. So when Cade is not playing well, it's going to make Jalen Duren look bad. That's my thoughts.
I know this because I look at props like a lunatic. His turnover number tonight is 5.5.
Well, he's been getting 7 plus. So unless he changes something up.
That's wild. So, all right, we're going to talk Lakers and Rockets at the end, but I want to give you the Eastern Conference game here. Magic and Pistons. I'm really mad at myself, Ski. The Magic were getting 3 points last game, and I was just like, why? And here we go again, Detroit -10. I know Wagner's out. This is just not a Pistons team I am interested in backing at this point. They are at home, though. You've got the Wagner injury, which a calf injury you don't want to be too cute with. Over-under is only 211.5. What do you do with this game?
Yeah, I can understand, hesitation to take the Pistons in a game like this because they haven't looked good. I mean, they've probably been the worst offense in the playoffs so far. Things they do have going for them, you did mention, no France for the Magic. And also, Detroit coming back home. I mean, a lot of these other guys, they've been shooting extremely poor. And at home, That's where we expect the role players to play and shoot a lot better. So combination of those things, down 3-1, you should get the max effort from the Pistons side, while the Magic are probably, how you call it? Is it fat and happy? That's how Marco says. I think the Pistons will be the right side in this one. And as far as the total, I mean, I just mentioned how bad the Pistons offense has been in the playoffs. The Magic offense hasn't been much better. I mean, neither one of these teams are great shooting teams. They are both really good defensive teams. They're both doing a really good job of packing the paint and forcing the other side to do what they're weak at, which is shoot the ball. So this total at 211.5, I still don't think it's low enough. I would be betting under in this game.
Yeah, this is the number 16th and 14th offensive rated teams in the playoffs. So it's been a struggle. So we move on to the other game tonight, Raptors and Cavaliers. All the worries that we had about the Cavaliers in the playoffs are kind of coming to fruition here a little bit. But do you buy this Raptors team at all? Are they just playing a little bit above what we should expect from them tonight? Cleveland's still a big favorite at -9.
I'm not too high on the Raptors team. One thing for the Raptors, they've really struggled versus competition, but it's been more so on the road. At home, they've had a little bit of success. When I look at the Raptors post All-Star versus 60% win teams or greater, they've not won a game. They're 0-8 straight up. They're 1-7 ATS. So, and 2 of those losses came in this series in games 1 and 2. So they've been able to play well at home for whatever reason, but versus competition on the road, we haven't been able to see it. And in that last game, I mean, the Cavs really had the game locked up. They're up like 8 with a little over 4 minutes to go. I mean, I don't think they got another defensive rebound for the rest of the game. They started to try to milk the clock and start their offense with like 6 seconds left. It was just so many things that, self-inflicted. And that's all they talked about in their post-game interview. So I think that those issues are correctable. And I think they'll have a more disciplined approach. And I think they'll play better and shoot better back at home. So I think the Cavs are the right side here. I think they win this game by double digits.
All right. And we got to get your thoughts on the Lakers here. Thoughts on the game. And then I've got a couple props I want to bounce off you and see if we can come up with a decent play. What's your thoughts here? Durant looks like he's just going to be out for the series. Reeves, I would expect Reeves to play tonight. They haven't listed as questionable, but all signs seem to be him pointing. What do you expect from your Lakers tonight?
Yeah, I would think he plays, but I'm not sure it's a good thing if you want the Lakers to win tonight. I mean, he's been out for so long. When you put that high usage player back into the lineup, it can throw the rhythm off and throw things off a little bit in that game. I mean, in those games. So I don't like that from a Lakers side. The Rockets seem maybe like they got a little bit of confidence after that last win. I think it was Jabari Smith saying, we're clearly the better team. So I think you still get a really good effort from the Rockets. And, I am a Laker fan, but I don't have the most confidence, especially if Austin Reeves comes back tonight. I would think that the Rockets can at least keep it close. 4 points seems to be a little bit too much to lay for me in this situation. So lean a little bit more towards the Rockets side in that one.
All right.
Something interesting real quick, Andy. I don't know if you saw, but the plus minus, I don't have the exact numbers, but when Amen Thompson is on the court compared to when he's off, it's 2 completely different Rockets teams. I'm not sure if he's somebody you're going to ask a question about for props.
He is indeed, because I have noticed they're pretty good with him on the court. So I got 2 props to run by you here. Which one do you like tonight? I got Marcus Smart over 4.5 assists at plus 110 in this series. He's averaging 12 potential assists. He's at times made Reed Shepherd look kind of silly in the post, which has been kind of funny to watch. And then Amen Thompson over 18.5 points, 23 and 26 points the last 2 games with Durant out of the lineup against Los Angeles. So which one do you like?
Well, I do think Amen can still have success, but I'll say after back-to-back, solid games like that, I think the point of emphasis is going to be to keep him out the paint and keep him from scoring. So with that kind of thought process, I'd have to roll with Marcus Smart. I mean, he has been playing really well. His chemistry looks good, especially with LeBron James. So I like everything I've been seeing from Marcus Smart. And I don't think the, major focus is on him in this game as far as the other team's defense. So I would prefer Marcus Smart if I have to pick one of the 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his minutes right here. 31, 39, 35, and 33 minutes from Marcus Smart. Like, I was telling one of my buddies the other night, I was like, yeah, Bronny James has been playing because they kind of need him to eat up a couple minutes here and there. Like, it's not a novelty. They need him because they're so depleted there. So,
But one thing, if Austin Reeves does come back, that does take away some of those minutes. So that is something to consider.
yeah. Well, we'll see. I can't imagine Reeves would be at his full workload, even if he does come back. I would imagine he's got to be on some kind of minutes restriction with an oblique. So,
Very true.
First off, Ski, thank you so much for getting up so early in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You did not have to do this. So much appreciated. And what do you have up for everybody? Someone in the chat said, great call on New York yesterday.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no worries, man. Honestly, I think the sun came up like 10 minutes before the show started today. But I do have a best bet up and available on my page. I'm going to be making another play very shortly, both for today. And I already have a 5% locked and loaded for tomorrow. So far in the playoffs, I am 13-4. I know I tweeted 12-4 yesterday, but I guess I shorted myself one. So playoffs going really well. If you go back to 2023, just under 175 units, positive in the playoffs. So it's a time where I usually make money. If you want to hear some more analysis on the games, I'll be here with Rob Vino in, a little bit over an hour. We'll go back and forth. We'll chop it up about all three games. And also, I do want to mention, I saw they just put up a special, if you like what I'm doing in the NBA, you maybe haven't checked out WNBA, or maybe you're interested and you want to, make some winning bets while you're watching. They did put up a package. If you buy WNBA right now, you get the rest of the NBA playoffs for free. So I think that's a really good deal. Also, I do want to throw out there that both Rob Vino and myself have been really good. Prior to yesterday, I believe the record was 26-10 or 26-12 combined for us in the playoffs. And we do have packages, where you can get both of our plays together. So a lot of good ways to get involved. You can get them all over on WagerTalk.com.
Ski Profit getting up early. Enjoy Hawaii. Tell Rob we said hi, and much continued success in the playoffs. Ski, incredible run.
And Ski, you're already up, so you might as well go to the Lily Ha Bakery.
Yes.
I went there. If you haven't hit it yet, man, mochi donuts out of this world. So you're right down the road from it, man. So
I got an hour before the show with Rob Vino. I can go make something work.
You got some time. So Maui Wowie and Lily Ha. That's a good pairing right there, Ski. Have a great time out there, man. Love it, brother.
Mahalo.
See, he's already an honorary Hawaiian, man. So that's where my wife and I went for our honeymoon. We stayed on 3 different islands. Oahu was one of our favorites. So it's really down where he's at in Honolulu. It's like, kind of big city vibes. Go up towards the North Shore, like real good surfing up there. Everywhere, insane seafood. Some of the best culinary spots there. But that Lilia Bakery, if you're ever in Honolulu, blows it away, and it like doubles as a diner. They have insane diner food too. But a diner is a diner. You know what I mean?
Nice. We got some free plays coming up, but there's a really interesting question here. It's John. Okay, since you started betting, are you up or in the red? This is a cautionary tale for everyone. When the books got legalized, and I live in Indiana, we were the 4th state that got legalized betting. So we were like on the forefront. I was terrible, awful when I first started betting, because I was doing what every amateur does. I'll bet big on Monday Night Football. Surely I know more about NFL spreads than the books do. I would lose, and then I would chase. I would make all the mistakes in the world. I wouldn't know how to handicap. I wouldn't know how to get an edge. I was betting the biggest markets possible, and I got killed. And that was, I think we got legalized here 2014, I think. It literally took me 8 years to finally make the switch, just saying, enough's enough. I'm not losing anymore. Whatever I'm doing now isn't working. And that is when I discovered the props markets. It's when I discovered the more obscure sports. And that is when I partnered up with Corbin, with Dan, with Jim, with Jan, and we all have the same passion, which is taking advantage of the softer markets. Mm-hmm. So just in the last 3 years, I have gone from one of the worst bettors on the planet to now I'm profitable. I built my bankroll up and was able to take enough money out to start another company that I have. So I'm about 6 months into building up my own bankroll. So am I down? I still have some accounts lifetime that are down because I
believe
was
it.
so bad for 8 years. I still have some accounts that are in the negative. If you ask me again, am I up in 10 years? Yeah, I'm going to be up because me and my team, we're going to keep handicapping Jan's cricket plays. Dan's going to be crushing lacrosse. I'm going to be doing tennis doubles. We're going to be doing these markets that nobody else is really thinking about and focusing on. So to your question, I'm up recently. Lifetime, I still have accounts that are down, and that is the God's honest truth. And a lot of you that are watching the show or that have followed me for a long time, you guys have made the switch too of I used to be a losing bettor. I used to make all the mistakes in the world. And to be honest, I think every person on our team kind of has the same story.
Yeah,
We all
and Andy, we've done, and it's on the YouTube page still, where we did a video where we all kind of introduced ourselves, how we started, how we got into it. And I think one of the main takeaways, I think, from what you just said is find your lane and stay in your lane. You know what I mean? You're spreading yourself thin, thinking you're going to be an expert on everything. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? And you can still have fun. You know, you can still come football season, you have a little bit of fun, but if you're taking it seriously, find a lane and stick in it and find people that you trust. Like, I think your approach is kind of three-pronged. You said, I'm going to solely focus on props. And now that that's really worked for you, you're diversifying a little bit. But what you decided to go out and do is, find like the Avengers of people who are betting shit that no one else is betting. So not only did you find your lane and stayed in it, you partnered with like-minded people who found their lane and they stick in it. And I'm never going to tell Jan how to handicap a cricket play. I'm never going to ask you, what do you think of this golf head-to-head that I came up with? You know what I mean? I'm going to trust the members who are in our team. And guys, this is what, when, you head on over and you check out Andy and what we do on air, like, yes, Andy is who you are buying from. He is the handicapper on the site, but what you're getting is 4 to 5 different guys who all specialize in something, and that's where those plays are coming from. So that's something that I think you absolutely nail, is not only find your specialty, but find people who you trust. And that's what Wager Talk aims to do, is, find someone that you can trust, that you can ride with, that you can be in the trenches with. So, yeah, I think that's a terrific answer, man. And that's the nature of the beast. Anyone who also tells you that they don't lose at some point is completely lying to you. If they have never lost a bet in their life, run the other way, folks, because even 50% of the plays that you think are absolute locks, around that 50% mark, it's going to lose. You know what I mean? So that's where the discipline and trusting a team and having different outs and having different people who specialize in different things and not thinking that you know everything, that's the key, Andy. So I think a terrific answer.
Yeah, that's the truth. So used to be awful, and that's the thing, is we all have the information at our fingertips to become profitable handicappers. It's just, do we have the discipline, the knowledge to do it? So, all right, let's do a couple free plays here. Let's see here. I want to talk about this Mammoth Golden Knights series. I've been talking about this one. It's getting a little bit juicy, but they keep putting the total at some of these series at 5.5. And the fact is 3 out of 4 games in the series have scored 6 or more. They had a game that had 9. So if you can find some of these playoff series that you have a good read on as far as the offense and the defense goes, I'll tell you, the Edmonton and Anaheim, it went under last night. But previously, if you took the overs, if you believed in the offenses and the lack of defenses, especially on the Edmonton side, you were cashing, at a ton. So if you're like me and you think this Mammoth Golden Knight series keeps going over, I would take some of your bankroll and just keep sprinkling it and keep, following it. So that's one I look at. And then we got to do something with fading Waldron for the Padres. There's a few ways you can do it. You could look at the Cubs team total over 4.5. That's what I got here. I talked about on the prop line, which is up here on this channel. I talked about Suzuki for the Cubs to take him over 1.5 hits, runs, plus RBIs. There's ways to do it, but Waldron is one of the worst pitchers in the league right now. He is a knuckleballer who is coming off of an injury. His knuckleball ain't really knuckleballing. Well, it's knuckleballing out of the park. He's pitched 8.2 innings. He's given up 16 hits and 12 earned runs. So that is really, really tough. So as long as as long as his pitches are not moving and guys are teeing off on him, I think there's ways that you can do overs at some point. So this is just a fade of this Padres pitcher, but you look at the Cubs team total over 4.5. So, all right, good show. Good show. We got Ski coming in from Hawaii. Which
Dude, did you even know that he was in Hawaii? Like I had no clue. And that's what made me think, Andy, for today's question of the day. If you made it this far, folks, hit that like button and subscribe. Have to mention, we are nearing 250,000. We are less than 4,000 people away from having 250,000 subscribers here on Wager Talk's channel. So if you enjoy the content, folks, please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about it as well. But if you made it this far in the show, Ski is in Honolulu. One of my favorite places on the world is the island of Oahu. What is your favorite vacation spot that you have ever been to? That is the question of the day. Favorite vacation, comment below. Include your Wager Talk username. You never know when we're going to give away a free 3-day flex pass, but it's an easy answer for me, Andy. The trip to Hawaii. You want your honeymoon to be one of those once-in-a-lifetime trips, and I feel like it gets played out when people say that it is. But our trip to Hawaii, where we went surfing, hit 3 different islands, ate some of the best food in the world. For me, best vacation ever. Honeymoon with my wife in Hawaii. Easy answer. Easy answer. Best vacation ever.
Spot. Vacation spot. See,
Yeah.
I loved it over in Ireland, but I guess it's a vacation because I went over there to see my friend.
It counts as a vacation.
So
it's somewhere you
Ireland's
traveled
awesome.
to, Andy. And it could be as simple like, I know people in Philly, they would not lie and they would be like, yo, my favorite place in the world, Ocean City, New Jersey. I love going down ashore. So like, it could be as simple as you go to Ocean City, Maryland, and you got a great time. So Ireland's a great one.
Ireland's a good one.
What's your favorite?
We have a lot of Canadians here at Wager Talk. Toronto is one of my favorite cities to visit and party in. I got married out in wine country, so that's always going to have a fond memory.
That's a damn good one.
Yeah. So. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. I'm actually going to Purdue University right after this. So we got a fun little drive. Don't worry, it's not exciting. Not an exciting.
I was about to say, Andy, new favorite trip incoming, Purdue University.
No, driving to Purdue is about as bland as it gets. That's straight up I-65. It's gray, and West Lafayette leaves a lot to be desired. That is not going to make the list of favorite.
Boilermakers all around. Boilermakers all around, baby. Let's go. Good luck on your trip, Andy. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Again, folks, like button and subscribe. Please help us get to that 250,000. It would just be a huge, huge help if you hit that subscribe button. And we love growing this community. So thank you if you watch, whether you subscribe or not. Thank you for tuning in here. I appreciate y'all.
Yep. Thanks very much. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Take care.